Let's do this.
Hey, do you want your fingerprints on the future of Enterprise 911? Well, NENA is launching a brand new working group to set the standards for IP MLTS and UCaaS. And you don't even have to be a NENA member to join. From Kari's Law to RAY BAUM'S Act to Zoom, Teams, and mobile-first workplaces. This is your chance to shape the rules of the road. And that's coming up next on TiPS, Today in Public Safety.
Welcome to TiPS, Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Here's your host, Fletch, with today's tips.
Welcome to TiPS, Today in Public Safety. This is Fletch. I'm a NENA certified ENP, and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I bring you the latest, most informative, and sometimes controversial takes on emergency communications. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive on how you, that's right, you, the person that actually knows this stuff and works in the real world, can help write the playbook for Enterprise 911. NENA, the National Emergency Number Association, has launched a brand new work group that's focused on IP MLTS standards and UCaaS requirements. And here's the best part. You don't even have to be a NENA member to participate. Let's rewind for just a second. Back in the day, enterprise phone systems were simple. Those big clunky beige boxes in the phone room. If you dialed 911, it usually worked, most of the time. But if you're in a hotel or an office building, you probably had to remember to dial 9 first. And if you were lucky, the call showed up at the PSAP with at least the right building and address. And maybe even the right floor. Then Kari's Law came along, requiring direct access to 911 with no prefix, and ensuring on-site notification took place. That was a huge win for public safety, and next up was the RAY BAUM'S Act. That said location information had to be dispatchable, which simply meant not just the street address, but the details that help responders actually find you. Things like the floor, the room, and the wing of the building. That was great progress, but here's the problem. The world has changed even faster. We've gone from those beige PBX boxes to Microsoft Teams, Zoom, RingCentral, Cisco WebEx, Vonage, 8x8, 5x5. The list goes on and on. Entire phone systems now live in the cloud. Employees work from home, coffee shops, airports, you name it. Your office phone can literally follow you around the globe. And while that's great for productivity, for public safety, it's a freaking mess. And if we don't set standards and best practices, we're gonna risk lives. That's why NENA's pulled the trigger on this new IP MLTS Standards Workgroup. Their mission? Define exactly how UCaaS and MLTS services need to behave when it comes to 911. We're talking Kari's Law compliance, making sure users can dial 911 without anything getting in the way. RAY BAUM'S Act compliance, ensuring location accuracy follows the caller, even when they're nomadic. New modalities. It's not just voice anymore, but video, text, sensor data, and all kinds of new shared content, all of which could give call takers and responders critical visibility. And don't forget about the operational impact. How do enterprises actually deploy this stuff and do it in a way that's scalable, secure, and compliant? They need guidelines as bad as we need to make them. And that's where you come into play. This group needs a broad mix of people. Public safety pros who know what really happens in the PSAP. Technical experts who live and breathe MLTS and UCaaS deployments. And then operational folks. The people who understand what it takes to make all this work in hospitals, schools, universities, and Fortune 500 companies. The work group's final product is going to be a set of standards that set the tone for manufacturers, service providers, and enterprises for years to come. Think about it. The decisions made in this group will ripple into millions of endpoints across thousands of organizations and ultimately impact whether or not someone gets life-saving help when they need it the most. That's pretty cool. And the best part, you don't even have to be a NENA member to participate. They want as many perspectives as possible. Because the more diverse the input, the better and stronger that final standard will be. So everybody's welcome. I'll put it in plain speak for you. If you've ever complained about how UCaaS platforms handle 911, here's your chance to do something about it. This one isn't just another committee. This is an opportunity to literally shape the way public safety and enterprise comms coexist in the mobile-first, work-from-anywhere world that we all live in. And look, hey, let's be honest. It also doesn't hurt that you get your name on the final documentation. That's big-time bragging rights. And resume gold. And for years to come, it's something that you can point to and say, yeah, I helped write the rules that keep people safe. So if you want to sign up, there's a URL in the description of this video. Fill out the quick and easy form and then start making a difference. That's it for today's episode of TiPS, Today in Public Safety. Thanks so much for listening. For more updates and insights, remember to follow me on most social media platforms. And be sure to visit 911tips.com for a complete archive of all of our previous episodes. Stay safe, thanks so much for listening, and if you're in public safety, thanks for what you do every single day. Take care, and I'll catch you next time.
You've been listening to TiPS, Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Hosted by Fletch and available every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on 911tips.com. That's 911tips.com. Be sure to like and subscribe, and remember to join us each week for the latest on NG 911. I am Spider Harrison, the official 911 voiceover dude. Catch me on Sirius XM on various channels, including 90s on 9, the 10 spot, and on the Weekend Countdown on Hits 1. Or don't regret it for the rest of your life. Either way, I'm good.